Okay, at this time, we're going to introduce our featured speaker tonight, and it's a well-known graduate, 1971, the only all-state basketball player in the history of Coalgate High School, over 106 years, a tremendous guy, Jeff Mixon.
I heard some people say they couldn't hear, so Eddie, England, can you hear me okay? Dennis Story, can you hear me okay? All right. My name is Jeff Mixon, and as Steve said, I graduated here in 1971. I thought Steve was going to list more facts about me, but he didn't. There's L.A. Hudson. Hello, L.A. How are you? Anyway, I thought I'd fill you in on a few more facts because I'm of the age where I can ramble senselessly for a while and people will be polite enough not to stop me. Although Eddie Anglin has told me he's going to give me the sign if I go on too long. Anyway, I was born in 1953. Which makes me an old guy, doesn't it? Makes me an old guy. And I've learned that there are certain privileges in being old. For example, the other day I went to a grocery store near my home in Tulsa. I don't normally go to the grocery store. My wife normally takes care of that. But I went to the grocery store, and you know what I saw there? They had an entire aisle filled with bottles of wine, white wine and red wine in California. Did you know you can buy wine in a grocery store in Oklahoma? That was unheard of. I thought in Cole County you could only buy wine at Jerry Vaughn's liquor store, is what I thought. But anyway, I decided I'd give it a try. I got me a bottle of wine. It was a very expensive one. I think it was $5. And I went to the checkout register, and there was a young person there doing the checkout, and there was a young person sacking the groceries. And I pulled out my $10 bill to pay for my $5 or $6 wine, whatever it was. And I handed the money to the young man that was doing the checkout. And you know what he said? He said, "Sir, I'm going to need to see your ID." And I was thrilled that this young person might think I was too young to legally buy liquor in Oklahoma. So when he tendered me the change for my $10 bill, I grandly said, "No, you keep the change, that's fine." And I got my bottle of wine, and as I was getting to leave, I turned and looked, and they were sharing the money with each other, the checkout guy and the sack guy, and the checkout guy said, "Always ask the old guys for an ID. It works every time." Anyway, it is a fact. I was born in 1953. I was actually born in, I know you're dying to know this, I was born in Mary Hurley Hospital. And not the new Mary Hurley Hospital, but the old Mary Hurley Hospital out here on the road toward Cottonwood. How many of you can make that claim? Well, okay, a few of you can. Okay. My family, we wandered in the wilderness for years to California and Ardmore and Guthrie. And finally, one day, my parents came to their senses, and I remember it. Don't say I can't remember anything, because I remember the summer of 1965, in July, my parents put me and my sister Deborah, and my sister Judy and me in the back seat of our blue Chevrolet Bel Air car and drove us back to God's country, also known as Cole County, and moved us into a little house in Coalgate on Ouray Street. See, I can remember remember all that. Another fact that Stephen didn't mention, but this is a claim I have. I was the first person to make a basket at any goal in this building. I make that claim anyway. I don't say I can't remember. I remember vividly. It was a bright autumn day in October. It was October 17, 1966. The building was still under construction. There was a floor here, but it was not finished or varnished. It was covered with dust and sawdust and stuff. The goals were up, but there were no nets. It was just that orange round rim. But I had a ball, and I climbed in an unlocked window, and I came in here and I made a shot. That goal right there, I remember it vividly, and it went in, and I thereby became the first person to make a goal in this building. Actually, on second thought, it might have been a that goal. But anyway, after that, I spent many hours in here. Many hours. And this place always seemed almost like a church to me, with a seating like a cathedral, wasn't it? At least it was to me. And frankly, all you people on that floor are making me nervous, because when I was here, you could not get on this floor with street shoes. It was so smooth and varnished, and it was as if somebody said, the ground on which you tread is holy ground, and you will not get out there in street shoes. But I spent many hours in here, many hours. We used to sit over there and watch the high school players play. Those boys, really, but to me, they looked like men. And they were my heroes, people like John Charles Hudson and Bob Cody. I don't know if Bob's here tonight. Delman Featherston, Clayton Whedon, those guys. You may remember some of them. I remember John Charles Hudson. You may not know this, some of you young people. There were no three-point shots in the 60s. Every basket only counted 2 points. But John Charles Hudson would shoot from so far out. He shot from three-point range, and they went in with remarkable regularity. But I dreamed about being able to do what those guys could do. And later, when I got older, I played with my teammates here in this gym and other places. Guys like Philip Cody, who's here, and Tommy Calloway, and Steve Hudson, and Wayne Blue. Wayne Blue's here, and there are other guys, Galen Childers, I don't know who all's here. And some guys who are no longer with us, but who I still remember. I remember especially Louis Westbury, and James T. Cubby, and Carl McCorkle, who are not here, and Joe Avanzini, and Ronnie Whedon. Joe is still here, actually. And so I think Ronnie Whedon is too. All those guys. And I remember also, I'm glad to see Bob Parkhill here, because Bob Parkhill and I used to play one-on-one right down here, didn't we? I think we played to a tie. There are other guys here. I don't know if some of the old guys used to come out here to play. David Mask used to come play, and Glenn Haney. Jonah Barnett would come play. He was a big guy, big Jonah, but he had a nice little left-handed jump shot, a nice soft touch, a big guy, but he could play. And tonight, we're here to remember people like that and honor people like that. People like Tish Martin. And people like Chris Rainey. And Roland Fanning. And Jonah Barnett. And all the guys on the 72 and the 58 teams. We're here to remember and honor them. And it is fitting and proper that we should do so. It is right and fitting and proper that we should remember and honor those who played. Those who played in this gym or on the running track or on the grassy green of the ball fields. Those people who strove for excellence, those people who played, those athletes who played with the passion and the joy of morning youth, in days of shining victory and in nights of tearful disappointment. And the result matters not now, does it? All that matters now is that they did strive, they did compete, they did strive for excellence. And is it not true that that striving, that struggling to win, that quest for excellence, is that not a worthy expression of the better angels of our nature? I think it is. In fact, I know it is. And so I propose a toast to all who played the games with sweat and guts and love and heart and soul. Those like Tish and Chris and Roland. Those who with bats smote the leather sphere. Those who tackled and blocked. And those who took the pigskin football and put it across the line. Those who ran the race. Those like Tish who leaped so high. Their heels flung skyward rattled heaven's gates. And so, lift your glass, and with one voice we say, we praise and honor all of you this day.